question comes from Bülent, inshallah.
Yes, Ghalayini. There is a great thread of radicalism in Islam as well as in Christianity and Judaism. We can see that this radical mindset doesn't act according to the morals of religion, but they have their own bigotry. These are extremist people, and they are enemies to all beauties, arts, aesthetics, women, people outside their own religion, even group or sect. Also, these bigots are against love, compassion, mercy, and peace within humanity. However, there is no compulsion in Islam, as we are commanded in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 256 in the Quran. Also, radicals carry out terror events in the name of religion, just as we see in many parts of the world. So, what kind of an effort should be made to educate first Muslims and then the Christians and Jews against this thread of radicalism and bigotry?
Well, my simple answer to that is basically all these major religions have an important message that we should be balanced. We should not be extremists in our beliefs and our behaviors, because extremes, usually lead to violence, to negative reactions, and it's just it puzzles me sometimes to see those who try to deviate from the normal path of every region of these three main ones. So I think these are the exceptions, not the norm, and we as professionals and businessmen and educationers and officials, we should continue this important message not only to the people around us, but also to our future generation, that we should live in a very balanced way of life and path in our respective religion.
MashaAllah. Jerry, you comment on that?
Actually, I have a question. While we have and I consider him the most gracious guest here with us today, because there are I actually have a lot of questions, but I have one really important one because we have such limited time. I want to ask this. I know I've done some research on BMG, and first of all, I want to thank you for all of the work that you do. And the question I would have would be, is there any advice you could give to, say, the American business investors to kind of model around the way that BMG has modeled their business? Because I know here in the U.S. there's really no compassion and what I consider no love in the way business is done here for people outside those businesses. I know you guys do charities and support.
Sorry, I missed out part of your speech. If you can, hello?
I think we lost 8 or 9.
Yes. Mr. Ghalayini, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
There we go.
Yes. Jerry, go ahead, please.
What I was asking was what kind of advice Mr. Rida could give the corporations and the different organizations that are kind of like his here in the U.S. Because I know through my reading about BMG, they do some really good work as far as the building bridges types things, which is what we do too. But their business, and I would like to know what kind of advice, if he could give some advice, say to like Goldman Sachs or to our federal bank here, what that would be as far as working with the people here. Because the financial district also has a lot to do with the way people do look at each other and get along. With the stress here in America, I know this makes a big difference in the overall culture in America.
Well, I'll tell you, Jerry, I think after the experience of the financial crisis and hence the fall of Lehman Brothers, we learned a very painful lesson that we should not be greedy, and money should not find our vision. And to maintain a legacy after you are gone, you need to do some kind of good work to your communities. You are not being created by God just to make money and increase your bank account and then go to your grave, having nothing of that. In our religion, you are basically entrusted with money that God gave you the opportunity to make it, be it $1 million, be it 20 billion. So I think a very, very important lesson that we learned from the financial crisis that we should really, all of us as business community, as private sector, do our own share and our own role in giving back to the communities, to the needy people, and to encourage others to do so. And we are seeing it now in your country, where Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, basically most of their mass wealth has been redirected to charities, not only in the USA but also around the world. So to me, I'm a banker, and I always look at monetary terms in assessing my business. But there is a big side of me now looking at very important initiatives that will change the lifestyle of the young people, like preserving fresh water, like safe driving campaign, like stop smoking, all these important lifestyle changes that if I do a long-term awareness campaign, I can hopefully create better communities to live together and to be able to live longer and healthier and create a more balanced, healthy community.
Thank you.
MashaAllah, may Allah reward you what you're doing, actually, and you're definitely right. And there are a lot of Muslims and people all around the world suffering. So, of course, as you said, there's a very short life, and we will die anyway. And it is not the purpose of this life to just make money and spend it, and then die and then go to grave, as you said.